Hey everyone, welcome back to another one of my videos. This one obviously regarding E3, and this is going to be about the publishers, conferences, what my thoughts are, what I'm looking forward to, and whatnot. I'll start with EA, which was the lowest rated, I guess, in my book. I gave it a 4, and I'll tell you why. Now, if you guys have been watching my videos, you know I'm really excited for Battlefield 5, and I just feel like that's one of the main things that was lacking with the EA Play. Didn't really show much. Yeah, they talked a little bit, they showed some stuff, and I did like what I saw, but it wasn't good enough. And it didn't help that when they went over on the Xbox side, they just showed another trailer. So if I really want to see what this game is about, gameplay-wise, I have to go look up streamers and whatnot. But anyway, that's one of the things that I wanted to point out first. So they showed some Battlefield. It was okay. Another thing that was in my wish list, talking about Star Wars, which I think was really, really bad the way that they started talking about Star Wars. First of all, my dude was sitting all up in the crowd, in the audience, and that was really awkward. He should have came up and at least showed a screenshot or maybe a teaser of something, because he said the name of the title, and what was it? Something about Jedi Fallen Order, I think it was. And so yeah, I mean, he could have had a title, and it could have said fall of 2019 or something, because he did say it's going to be out around that time. And then when he was on stage, he could have said, you know, how it's going to be in between 3 and 4, whatever. I just thought that the presentation for Star Wars was really bad. And then the other dude jumped on the stage talking about Battlefront, which we already know, and it just felt like damage control, because, you know, all the apologies. Actually, EA as a whole felt like a lot of the time they were damage controlling or apologizing for something. It was really awkward and cringy to watch. So yeah, I didn't think they did a good job with Star Wars. Overall, I didn't like that much that EA showed, because they also showed a lot of sports stuff, which I didn't care for. But the stuff that I really liked, so now I get to the good stuff. I really liked the fact that Unravel is back, so that was really cool. Very nice surprise. I mentioned it like 2 videos ago, so that was really cool, and it's available right now, so that's really nice to see. And then we saw Sea of Solitude, another nice indie title. I was really surprised. Luca told me, oh, they showed something you might like, and then she mentioned the name, and I was like, that's a weird name, because it just makes me think of Sea of Thieves. But as soon as I saw it, I really liked that. I'm really interested in the game, and it looks really good. And then lastly, the thing that I liked was the Anthem stuff. Really intrigued with Anthem. Yeah, it felt kind of slow, because they were interviewing and they were talking about it, but I liked the gameplay, and I liked the videos and stuff that they were showing off, screenshots and all that. So that was really awesome. And I mean, that's it. That's basically all I cared for when it comes to EA, so that's why I gave them a 4. Alright, now let's move over to Ubisoft. So with these guys, I already said it in my wish list, that they can get a little bit goofy, and right off the bat they started with Just Dance, and I was like, oh man. It was a little entertaining, but then once they got on the stage, I was like, okay, I'm over it now, you can move on. So yeah, there's another one that I rated kind of low. I gave it a 5, and I feel like they didn't have that much for me. As a whole show, I think they were pretty good for everyone else who was interested in a lot of these games, but the number one thing I thought was awesome was Trials. So I thought that was kind of funny, because I was like, yeah, for sure I'm going to pick that up. It looks really fun, and they have like giant co-op or something on there now. The next one is Beyond Good and Evil. That looks really good, Beyond Good and Evil 2. So they showed off more of that. It looks really awesome. I'm like, yeah, I want to pick that up. When is that coming out? So the next thing was another thing I added on my wish list, and I said I wasn't sure about, which I say a little bit. I'm interested a little bit with Division 2. I still want to see more, but I don't know. It looks good, but then again, it looks just like 1, but with a different scenery kind of thing. I didn't like the presentation that they had over on the Xbox with like the bad voice acting on there. That was pretty cringy, but I did like it. For Ubisoft, it was pretty decent. and they called out a lot of stuff that they're gonna mess with on there. So that was about it. I know they showed a lot of other stuff that people are looking forward to, For Honor and Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, but that's not my thing. Also, they showed a lot from Skull and Bones. That was interesting, but I'm not picking that up at all. Alright, let's jump over to the next one, which I believe it's Square Enix. And initially, I gave this one a good score. I gave it a 6, even though it was a short show, or like a Nintendo Direct type of thing they were doing. But initially, then I went back and I looked at it over again, and I'm like, oh, actually, I'll put it 5.5 on this one, because there wasn't that many games I'm interested in, but I enjoyed the ones that they did show. I was happy with. So right off the bat, obviously, the gameplay they showed from Tomb Raider had me so hyped, so that's why initially I was just like, yes, give him a 6. But yeah, I love the Tomb Raider gameplay that they showed off. Hurt in the Woods, just like I put on my wish list, so hell yeah, that was really nice. I'm a little disappointed though they didn't show any Avengers, or anything like that, or surprise, but they did have a lot of like JRPG and stuff like that. That was cool. A lot of the announcements that they had on here were the same things that showed with Xbox, so not that giant of surprises. I did like Captain Spirit when they talked about that, and they had the guys from Don't Nod talking about it. And yes, it is linked with Life is Strange Season 2 and stuff like that, so I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. That's another thing I was like, oh man, I really wanted to see that, but I guess they're still working on it, and this is a nice, here you go, wait, and it's free, so we gotta wait for this one for Life is Strange 2. Okay, and the last one was Kingdom Hearts. They showed a lot of Kingdom Hearts, which we saw again on the Microsoft, but this one had a little bit more in the trailer, and then we saw Kingdom Hearts again later on in PlayStation. I was like, wow, that's a lot of Kingdom Hearts this E3, but it just lets you know, hey, we're officially sure this is coming out, so I'm happy for everyone, because I did put it in my wish list because of all the fans that already should have this game. Yeah, you have to wait for January, but at least it looks like they're basically done with the game, and they're just polishing up probably thingies, because they're everywhere. They're even on the after shows and the interviews, and just, it looks like they're ready to go. So that looks really awesome. Alright, now let's go with the last one, which is Bethesda. Now, surprisingly, I gave this one a 6, because overall I think it was a great show. Even if they didn't have that much that I liked, just like Ubisoft, the show overall was awesome. It was funny, it was interesting information. There's a lot of games in there. Even if I wouldn't buy them and play them myself, I would still watch somebody stream some of these games. I know my brother's really hyped for Fallout. I would watch somebody play that, stream it. Same thing with the fact that they gave you the future of Elder Scrolls. They're letting you know, hey, that's coming, and we're listening. They know that people are waiting for that. Yeah, it's funny though, because they also had a mobile game. There's a lot of mobile games going on in these, in a lot of these shows. But some of the stuff they did show, and I asked for this in my wish list. The first one, I'll just say Doom. So I'm looking forward to Doom, and that's coming back. I think it's Eternal. So it looks badass. Obviously, it's just a little teaser, but I can't wait. I'm glad they're working on that. Rage 2, we got a lot from Rage 2. It looks awesome. It looks badass. I can't wait to see more of that, and I'm probably going to pick that one up for sure. And it's probably going to come out at the beginning of next year, I believe. They also showed Wolfenstein. The game with his daughter was a Young Blood, I believe it was called, and I was like, at first I thought it was just DLC, but I think it's a standalone game, so that's really cool. I'm looking forward to that. It's a bit of a spoiler because I haven't finished 2, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm still gonna play through it before the new one comes out. But I mean, that's it right there. I did have some interest with Prey because they're gonna add some stuff to that, but that's cool. Not a giant favorite of mine when it comes to the games, but I own it. I should finish and play it through it. But overall, I think the show was just entertaining enough that even though I didn't like a lot of the games they had on there, it's still really good. They did talk a little bit about Quake. I was disappointed they didn't have that for console. They did talk a lot about Fallout, which, like I said, a lot of people are looking forward to. And they're letting us know about next gen already, so they showed off Starfield. I don't know anything about it, but it looks like it's gonna be a sci-fi game up in space and stuff. Probably a station or something, like a space station. I don't know, but it looks cool, and I'm glad that they're already thinking way into the future, like I said, with Elder Scrolls as well. So yeah, that one definitely gets high marks, and my opinion, because it was so good. But those are my thoughts regarding the publishers and their conferences at E3. Overall, I think we have a lot of great games, and the next video I'm going to do talking about Xbox and PlayStation, and I'm going to point out so many other great games they have on there as well. But let me know what you guys think down below. What did you think about Bethesda, Square Enix, Ubi, and oh god, what was the other one? EA. Oh god, EA was so bad. I was so disappointed. How dare you not show me some Battlefield? Well, not us, you know, like us. How dare you not show us Battlefield? We really wanted to see that. Oh man, well, that was disappointing. Okay, but anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Check out the links and all that good stuff down below. And if you want, check out my last video where I talk and I blush and I rage and I'm really happy about Gears. So check that out. Alright, bye.